going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we had a brand new video on Shiba Inu, this crypto that is taking off, taking the world by storm. It is actually going kind of insane, and basically just another meme dog token. And a big thing that sparked a rally was an Elon Musk tweet. Shocker that that happened, but it was this tweet actually right here where Elon Musk tweeted Floki Frunk Puppy because he has a Shiba Inu dog that he got, and literally just posted this and everyone ran crazy with it. This is one of the big things about Shiba Inu and about a lot of cryptos, even Dogecoin, where, I mean, if it's centered around Elon Musk and he doesn't tweet something, then the whole thing falls apart. There's your single point of failure. That's a big thing that I think is a huge problem with a lot of people and a lot of projects right now. But it's just crazy that this tweet, like, it has nothing to do with Shiba Inu except for it being that type of dog, and a crypto called Floki absolutely exploded from this too. It's crazy times we are investing in. And you can see basically from that, I mean, Shiba Inu spiked here in Google Trends and then kind of died out, and it's projected again to have a huge spike. That's going to be from obviously the price movement, a lot of media covering that, Elon Musk tweets, and people going crazy over that. And as always, it's going to bring up people who talk about how much of a millionaire you could be if you just invested $1,000 a few months ago. And this chart right here shows it all. It's the price of a token, and if you bought $1,000 worth, and saying if you put 1,000, you could have $55.5 million right now. But there's a lot of psychology that goes into decisions like this. It's not as easy as buying $1,000 and just waiting for a big payday. As you can see, you went from 1,000 within 30 days, you got cut in half to $550. Majority of people probably would have bought, if they bought 1,000 and it went to 800, they'd sell out and say, you know, I'm done with it, whatever. Especially if it got cut in half, they'd be like, I'm done with it, whatever. If you held all the way to this point, to $1.96, and watched it go to nothing, I mean, maybe you don't sell and just leave it in there and say $1,000 is gone and let it go, whatever. And now you get into a little upside. Now you get into more of the psychology of, is this a good amount of money for a return? If you went from $1.96 to almost 20 grand, a lot of people would sell that and say, I made $20,000. That's great. Even if here they'd sell out at almost 100, say I made 100 grand, that is fantastic. And then you get up to the millions. I mean, there's a lot of psychological stuff to overcome to get to this point, to get to $55 million worth. And the 99.9% of people would never endure that. That's why there's not a bunch of people with Bitcoin that has multi-million dollar stuff, because it's easy to invest in hindsight, because you don't have to deal with the emotions at that time. Watching something get cut in half, a lot of people sell out, and if they even held through all of this, a lot of people would sell at 20,000, because that's a lot of money. That's a great return if you manage to go through all of this emotional and mental pain of watching things basically go to zero. So, I mean, there's a lot to overcome. It's not as easy as just buying and waiting. And looking at Shiba Inu's market cap here, it's actually worth $10 billion. It is ranked 20 for all of crypto. It's ridiculous that this actually happened. I mean, it's literally crazy. But a lot of people are coming up with price targets saying this will hit a penny, this will hit 10 cents, and we'll all be multimillionaires. And the odds of that are just like extremely low. So in the case of a lot of people saying it's going to go to 10 cents and saying like a Robinhood burn and Robinhood acceptance and stuff, that could happen, that Robinhood starts trading it, and people have to take into account things like Robinhood and Coinbase are publicly traded companies now. They need to increase their revenue quarter over quarter, year over year, to appease shareholders and investors and all those guys. So it's not going to be as strict of a process to get listed on Coinbase like it was when it was a private company. Same thing with Robinhood. They're trying to make money. If getting Shiba to trade on there brings people in and makes them trade it, buy and sell, and they can make a bunch of money from that, they're going to do it. So it's not as strict. Getting on these platforms isn't as big of a deal as it once was. But getting to 10 cents per Shiba Inu is basically impossible. Like, let's be real and look at the market caps and stuff and the supplies. I don't have fully focused at it, but we can break it down in three ways, saying max supply is a quadrillion coins. If you do it at a quadrillion coins at max supply, that would mean in order for Shiba Inu to hit 10 cents, it needs to be $100 trillion asset. I mean, that's just not going to happen. Let's be real. Shiba Inu is not worth $100 trillion and will probably never be worth $100 trillion unless money goes to completely worthless, and then maybe. But then a lot of people say, or apparently half the supply is burned or gone or somehow not in circulation. So even if you reduce it from a quadrillion to 500 trillion, which is still insane, that would still give you a market cap of $50 trillion, which is still just like not feasible. That is the entire market cap of all of crypto right now is $2 trillion. So you would have to 25x the entire market cap of crypto in one asset to get to 10 cents. Again, not very feasible. I don't think so. It's just not going to happen. We got to be real. It's just not going to happen. And even the Shiba Inu website itself is just all a complete meme, which this whole coin revolves around being a meme and that type of atmosphere. And I just think memes don't last very long. So there will probably be a time where Shiba Inu just stops being typed about, the hype cycle goes away, and the price starts to just drift down into lower and lower prices. And it's very obvious with the way they talk about themselves. I mean, it's the wolf papers when it should be white papers. They even call themselves decentralized meme token. So, they're not even hiding from the fact, which that's the brand of Shiba Inu. So, but at least an interesting part that they do have. I don't know if it's working, how it's going, if it's actually running and stuff, but is the Shiba swap, which is, I guess, more utility than like a dogecoin would have. But you have Dig to basically provide liquidity, NFTs that they can apparently start trading on Shiba swap, Berry, which is basically staking. You can swap tokens, the Bone Folio, I guess just a way to look at your portfolio. And then Woof, I don't really know what that's even supposed to be. But it does have some interesting things there. It's a fun way to interact with crypto, I guess. But I don't think that it's long-term viable for a crypto or for a project. I think it's fun. I think it can get people involved. It's kind of like Dogecoin in the aspect where it has fun and memes around it and you can get involved. But then you kind of move up to Bitcoin and the serious stuff and kind of say, Dogecoin is fun. It can get people started in crypto, involved in it. But ultimately, you move on to the more serious projects and people leave the memes behind. So all in all, Shiba Inu probably not going to make you a millionaire, even though that's what everybody wants. And, it's at a point now, even if we look at the price one last time, the entirety of Shiba Inu here, a lot of people see this huge move, and you can zoom out, you see like this huge move up, and then it collapsed, and then it's spiking again. But people see these huge moves and think like, wow, this is going to be great. It's only, 0.00002612 cents. It's so cheap, but it's really not cheap. It's a $10 billion market cap. It's in the top 20. It's actually decently expensive. When you look at market cap, this is what you have to move. In order to double from here, you need to get $10 billion in. So there needs to be some sort of utility, stuff like that. Maybe Shiba Swap brings some of that in, but I just don't see it having the growth people think that it's going to have. It is ultimately a meme token. They don't even shy away from that. People up to this point, if you got in down here and sold up here, you did great. But I think we'll probably see prices back into this kind of valley range here where it sees a decent collapse. But Shiba Inu, it's fun. It's something to get people involved in crypto and staking and kind of learning things. And I think that's the biggest thing it has going for it. I don't think the growth is there to make everyone a millionaire. And I think at this point it has a lot of downside where it's very easy to see it move down instead of move up. But to each their own, and seeing how this all plays out, I mean, only time will tell. But I put more time and energy into Bitcoin, Ethereum, the big projects that are already proven, have the networks, and have a lot going for them, instead of trying to nitpick, smaller things. Ultimately, Ethereum does what Shiba is trying to do already on NFTs, liquidity stuff, staking, doing all that stuff. So it is ultimately maybe an access point to Ethereum, like Dogecoin is to Bitcoin. Maybe this gets people to move to Ethereum, and that type of move from like a meme type thing to a more serious project. A lot of people might get upset that this is being called a meme project and not like that, but I mean, I'm just gonna say what I think, and I don't think it's gonna make people millionaires. It is already collapsing a lot. Like, if you even look at like the recent highs of like it's gone from the 4 zeros like 35 to the 4 zeros 26, so it's already down a decent amount from this spike here, and I think we'll see it continue to bleed down a little bit, but who knows what will happen. But as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.